Donut is one of the top of the list pastries for a lot of us. And to make your own donuts is simple. It's not as hard as you believe. No, you can follow this process and make your delicious donuts. I use butter in this, of course, and my butter is supposed to be melted. My granulated sugar, yeast, my eggs, my spices are nutmeg, cinnamon, and a little salt there. Milk is used, of course, and of course, all-purpose flour and some vanilla. Now, to make this, I started off by adding my milk to my bowl. Then I'll add the yeast to this and the granulated sugar. I will just give this a stir and then I'll leave this to sit for about 10 minutes to get my yeast activated in this. Next, it's just simply to add the rest of my ingredients. So my vanilla and the rest of my spices are added and I incorporate that. Next, I want to add is my melted butter. You don't want your butter to be too hot, so you make sure that it's cooled down a bit before you add it. After this, it is just to add your eggs. Imagine if your butter was hot at this process, you would be cooking your eggs in this mixture, so you do not want your butter to be hot. Be mindful of that. Now, your eggs are supposed to be beaten and then you add your eggs. Always remember to remove the eyes of your eggs. I always do that, sometimes even when frying my eggs, because it tends to make it much raw, right? Now I'll add my flour and I'll just incorporate this. Do you see how simple this is? The longest part of this process is just to leave your mixture, your dough, to proof, but everything else is pretty simple. Guys, if you've been here before, thank you much for being back. Don't forget to like my video, don't forget to share, and don't forget to leave me a comment. Now for my new viewers, first time viewers, if you're just joining me, thank you so much for joining me. And if you haven't subscribed as yet, please feel free to hit that subscription button and remember to turn on your post notification bell so whenever I upload a video you will be notified. Now after that process, I just want to make sure that I flour my surface, then add my dough to my surface, and I work my dough for about 7 minutes tops. After this, I am just gonna add this back in my dish. This is supposed to be greased, so I added a bit of oil to this and I'm just gonna grease. If you have your brush, you can go ahead and use your brush to apply the grease to your container. I love using my hands in my food, so I make sure to wash my hands, keep my nails short, because that's the favorite part of looking after my food, to feel my food. It's like I'm bonding with my food. I'll cover this and I'll leave this for an hour. After an hour, it has doubled in size. Look at that, so beautiful. Now to deflate, you simply just punch your dough, and I'm just gonna break this into smaller pieces. You can roll again and cut and into small pieces, but I just pinch as I go along and make the shape that I need from this. Flour my container and then I will add my donuts to this, and of course another proof time is here, so I add them to it and I leave this for about 40 minutes, and after that 40 minutes you'll see how beautiful they look after they've proofed again. Now this is the final stage and this is our frying stage. You add your oil to your frying pan. You can use vegetable oil. I always use coconut oil, so that's what I added here. And you fry on both sides for about a minute or until they're golden. As a matter of fact, I realize that some people like their donut on the darker side, so you can, play around a bit with how dark you want them and how light you want them. But just make sure that they are soaked, they are fried properly. Nice. Look at that. Yeah, they came out good. Now, you're simply going to coat this with some granulated sugar. I've seen people apply, I think it's milk powder to this, but I just use my granulated sugar. That's good for me. After this, I added this to my dish and I leave that. Then I made my filling. No, you can use the filling that you want to use, but what I really wanted in this donut was my Oreo cream cheese filling. For my Oreo cream cheese filling, I will tell you guys that I played around with the flavor and the texture, or mainly the flavor. I didn't want to have the cream cheese too dominant in this, neither did I want to have the Oreo too dominant. So I played around to get the desired taste that I wanted. I would suggest that you do the same. No, I separated the cookie from the cream as you could see, and then I blended that to a crumb. Then I added the cream. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it was fine. And you can do the same, or you can blend everything at once. I added my cream cheese and some milk to that to get it to the desired texture I needed and flavor as well. After that was done, I simply added that to my piping bag, made the hole, pierce holes in my donut, of course, fill it, and that was it. Now guys, it was time to eat, and can I tell you, I really did enjoy these donuts. It was filled with my Oreo cream cheese filling, as you can see here, and I did have a good time with these. Try this and I hope you like it. Until next time, bye, take care.